Feed barley. Let's take a look at the feed barley markets in Saskatchewan and Southern Alberta. My name is Trent Klarenbach with Klarenbach Research. Today is March the 18th, 2025. And let's take a look at the barley page in our klarenbach.ca member area and give this a moment to load. And here we are. And we're going to lead off with our sentiment ratings in both Saskatchewan and Alberta. And take a look at this. We are bearish over the next 4 weeks and bullish on the longer time frame in both these markets. Now, why are we bearish in the next 4 weeks and bullish on the longer time frame? Well, the reason is this. We're anticipating a pullback in the market before the market has enough energy to move higher, to get above these current resistance levels. So as such, we're publishing our take profit price target in both the Saskatchewan and Southern Alberta markets. So what this means is that these levels currently available, these current available prices, are we want to take our profit and wait for a pullback and try to avoid the drawdown that we anticipate over the next coming weeks to a month. Now, right now, the Klarenbach price index for Saskatchewan's at 232. Well, the average price is 220. So we're trading $12 a ton over the average price for the year. So if you've been able to hang on to your feed barley in Saskatchewan and avoid selling it, you have beat the market by 5%. So that's our goal. We want to beat the market. We want to get close to the high price for the year. And that is currently at 90. Well, let's round it up, 97% of the high price for the year. So right now, those are meeting our goals. If the price drops, they'll improve. If the price goes higher, well, that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But right now, we're anticipating some resistance, continued resistance, and a pullback at these levels. In Alberta, similar idea. Take profit price target is published and triggered. Average price for the year is 281. Our KPI is at 295. We realize there's probably 300, maybe even 305 available today in Southern Alberta, which makes those prices attractive. And, again, we're $14 a ton above the average price for the year. So again, holding on, not selling, delaying our sales has been the move so far. Let's take a look at our charts. I'll show you what I'm looking at. This is the Southern Alberta weekly chart, dollars per ton. And you can see here that this $300 per ton has been an area of resistance. Now, why is that? Well, there are a lot of reasons why that is. One of which it's a round number. The price acts as magnets to those round numbers, and those round numbers often act as resistance, often act as support. Now, there's probably people waiting for this rally that we identified back early fall, August or September, and we became bullish feed barley. And now we got to that 300 level, and it's a psychologically important number. So people are, they're interested in selling, maybe had a price target at 300. And that's been reached, obviously. So we're anticipating a pullback. We're looking at this chart, and we see an inverse head and shoulders pattern possibly forming. Now we have a left shoulder here, our head, and, maybe we're forming a right shoulder. This would be the neckline, a line drawn across these 2 points here. We anticipate a pullback down to 280, maybe even 250 before we find some support in the price and then extra energy to push the price back above 300. That's in Southern Alberta. So, we're anticipating a pullback. If we're wrong, what you want to do is you want to look for opportunities in the corn futures, even some of the wheats, just see what the best opportunity is to take advantage of a rise in the price. Now, I think we get a pullback in corn, so I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But you know what? The market doesn't care what I think. So you want to be prepared for both scenarios and not get dogmatic in your beliefs. Here's our logarithmic chart. A little more space in this chart. You can see we're above our longer-term moving averages, which are advancing. We're extended from them. I anticipate a pullback to those moving averages before we move higher. Saskatchewan, again, this chart here are above our longer-term moving averages. Recently broke below the 10-week moving average. And, we're trading at 232 roughly, and we anticipate a pullback, maybe down at 220, lose another 10 or 12, maybe even $20 per ton. before the market wants to move higher. So that's why we have our take profit price target at these current levels. We're anticipating continued resistance. We're anticipating a pullback, and we want to avoid that pullback the best we can. And again, if we're incorrect and the market gets above 300, then we want to look at, the corn futures. We're going to look at some of the wheats, maybe just look for an opportunity to take advantage and experience that rise in the prices. My name is Trent Klarenbach, sunny in Saskatoon. Life's good.